going to start with a rather heavy nation this morning.
Very heavy.
Very heavy. Edom, Tinubu's homegrown plan, good to revive economy. State owe pensioners 1 trillion naira. Appeal court voids Senate minority leader's victory. Supreme Court justice dropped to 10. Paris-bound businessman excretes 93 wraps of heroin. Fake Nadeco plots anti-Tinubu campaign. Lagos halts illegal land reclamation in Ikoyi and Lekki. Why we can't return to sites, says federal government road contractors. Okay, which story are we starting with?
How the Lagos stops illegal land reclamation in Ikoyi.
Okay.
So the Lagos State has issued a stop-work order on some illegal land reclamation and dredging on the Lagos Island by some developers. According to the Commissioner for Waterfront Infrastructure Development, Ekudayo Alebioshu, he said they led a familiarization and inspection tour of project sites, lamented the illegal land reclamation happening on some government-approved islands. He named the islands. I did not know those islands in Lagos, and I used to claim I know Lagos well. Gracefield, Pocket Islands in the Chevron area of Lekki. And he says that those illegal parts of waterways along the Ikoyi-Lekki shoreline that are happening right now, especially on the Osborne, Foreshore 1 and Foreshore 2, and Parkview, Banana Island, King Smart City, Lekki Foreshore, that presently there is illegal reclamation of parts of the waterways. He said that they are not, and they are breaching this government's setback policy. So he said the Gracefield Island is managed by a company called Gravitas, and they also have one on the Pocket Island nearby. That these places are now they have one at the bridge point that it is illegal land reclamation that is happening. He said that these are separate islands, they are not extension, and there has to be setbacks of a minimum of 200 meters that will serve as drainage to take waters from those islands to the lagoon. But they've disregarded those setbacks and they plan and it is unacceptable. He said he's reiterating the zero tolerance for illegal land reclamation and dredging in Lagos State. The reason I'm taking this is that when we see demolition, we should know that there was a beginning to all of this. So these people probably are getting these warnings and trying to negotiate while they are still selling. So,
okay, let me take the major headlines. So the Minister of Finance and Coordinating Minister of the Economy, Mr. Wale Edun, said that the government is very certain that the economy and its debt profile are not in dire straits. According to him, he believes that the president's economic homegrown plan and is not dictated by external influence. He spoke also on considering the fact that our current national debt is about 87 trillion naira, and the concerns people are having that the shortfall of revenue could worsen government's financial sustainability. So he's saying we shouldn't worry about the current debt profile, that our homegrown solutions will actually pay off in the long term, short to long term. He said that the overall outlook of the economic potential and the reforms by the government gives a very strong assurance that Nigeria would not fall into any likelihood of seeking international assistance on debt restructuring from the IMF or any other agency, because many have been really worried that with this 87 trillion naira debt, Aisha won't ask for restructuring of our debts. He's saying, listen, we're not in dire straits right now. Our homegrown measures that we're taking will definitely give us sustainable economy going forward.
Okay, so state governments are owing pensioners benefits of gratuity of about 1 trillion. I remember Nima taking the story last week, and I'm sure they still want to spotlight the story so that the government will do something about it. So this was a review by The Nation, and they indicated that despite the Pension Reform Act, PRA, in 2004, repealed by PRA 2014, which led to the establishment and commencement of the Contributory Pension Scheme, CPS, for all workers in 2007, a lot of governors failed to fully embrace it. So they said 25 states are at various stages of the implementation of the scheme. Some are still not, they are even not organized, they are not doing it yet. So 6 states are still, we're at the billing stage, while other 6 have laws on the Contributory Defined Benefit Scheme, which is the CDBS. Then 16 states have established pension bureau or boards, and 11 are remitting employer and employee pension contributions. So 11 states have actually started. Now, the states that are to join the scheme are Bayelsa, Kogi, Abia, Taraba, Imo, Sokoto, Ebonyi, Oyo, and Bauchi, while Lagos, Edo, Ondo, Federal Capital Territory, and Osun plus Kaduna have started implementing it. So they are saying that the way it's being politicized is very unfair. They are making it seem like these pensioners did not work for their money, as if they are just giving them a gift. That they should try as much as possible to embrace all of them and make sure that they register with the CPS. PENCOM on its own says this is in the concurrent list. They cannot force. They can only, advise that these states are included in the pension scheme.
So I was going to take a story about the construction workers. David Umai, our Minister for Roads, has compelled all contractors to get back on site if they want to get paid. And the contractors have now said the reason they are not going to get back on site. Said most of the contracts were awarded in 2015. You cannot compare what the price of diesel was in 2015, what the price of petrol was, the inflation rate in 2015 with right now, and that the minister is not being fair to them. You cannot ask them to come back on site without reconsidering and reviewing the payment to reflect current market reality. And the reason for their delay was because they didn't get paid. He said that you cannot compare the administration of David Umai in a state where he employed direct labor for all his construction work. He bought construction materials, bought machinery and employed direct labor. That was how he did his own project in his state, and he was able to do a whole lot. He said he should compare it with FCT minister. While he was in his own state, Rivers, he paid 75% upfront to all contractors. With that, they had liquidity to fulfill their mandate. He said, but the federal government, if you remember, under the former minister, said they were owing over 10 trillion naira to contractors. So they haven't gotten funds. Don't blame us for not being able to do the job. That was the work, the newspaper account of the contractors. However, they also complained about the need to move to concrete. That this concrete thing is not the all-in-all solution. That asphalt has been used in the US for several years and it works for them.
And what we're using it, we've also been seeing also the...
Yeah, so it's about the quality of the asphalt, not necessarily
I know that
it's bad.
there's cement on that Bagada Expressway, and I can the difference in that expressway is different from every other place. So I see the rationale
of going concrete,
but
it shouldn't be like blanket. That's what they were saying.
Moving on quickly now to the Punch. 3-year blueprint. Federal government plans 26 trillion naira borrowing and 29 trillion naira debt servicing. Picture story here: 5 died, 15 injured in the Lagos-Ibadan highway crash. Friends mourn Nigerian medical student killed in the Philippines. Israeli Hamas, Biden, Pope protesters want ceasefire. Assassination, police probe alleged attempt on Bello. Naira slumps further, exchanges for 1,190 naira to the dollar. And fuel hits 685 naira per litre in the north. Okay, so let me take the naira slumping. Okay, the naira has maintained a downward trend. I think it was revealed that the problem markets commenced trading at 1,175 naira to the dollar and closed by Friday 1,190 naira to the dollar. If you recall, 2 weeks earlier, the naira had traded only about 1,100, and now it has gone further down. So the Bureau of Exchange, however, operators under the auspices of, I think there's a spokesperson, the BD operator Jubril Matiu, said that they really need to see how they can work together with the CBN. According to him, for CBN to the President's Association Bureau of Exchange, specifically Dr. Aminu Gwadabe, said that. Trying to get his comments here. He said that the challenges confronting the nation's forex market and depreciation of the naira required cooperation from all. So they are requesting that the CBN involves the Bureau d'Echange members in the formulation of the policy concerning our exchange rate. It says that they were licensed to play at the retail end of the forex market and should be fully involved in the providing lasting solutions to the ongoing volatility of the exchange rate. So they're asking for involvement as the CBN goes forth in this. Let's see how much time we have left. Let's go on a quick break. When we come back, we continue with our reviews. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Thanks for staying with us. We're still reviewing Punch.
So I have the human interest in the Punch. Very heartbreaking story. So yesterday, the trend started where Nigerians in the Philippines started posting pictures of a friend and his body, and they started tagging the necessary agencies in Nigeria, saying that their friend was ganged, killed. So he, according to this person, his Instagram name is Michael Lojola. He said that a friend of mine, a Nigerian medical student named Ikem, studying in the Republic of the Philippines, was brutally murdered by a group of Chinese. They tied his hands up, covered and tied his mouth, and he was beaten blue black until he gave up the ghost. This should never be allowed to get swept under the carpet, regardless of the relationship between the Philippines and China. This is so inhumane and barbaric. I can't even think straight at the moment because of the horrific videos I'm getting right now from the hospital. And a lot of Nigerians jumped under it, claiming to know the young man. He was a medical student in the Philippines, and this happened. And they're asking NIDCOM and the Nigerian embassies to do something about this. I'm hoping that I know for sure by the end of today, NIDCOM would have released a statement on what will be done.
What exactly happened?
I mean, a lot of these things happen in different countries. You know, even you go to, I mean, we hear of Nigerians, they're not being targeted, but just that maybe black people across the world are being targeted for one thing or the other. And it's really sad in this situation that this medical students...
It's also very important to the countries that are hosting to have a very strong deterrent law. It can't be, you know, the other day it was in Dubai where a Nigerian was pushed off a building. And this boy turned out to be the son of a media personality here. He was killed. Till today, we don't know whether, you know, that matter has found justice.
All right,
and
They have strong laws, they just don't have it for other people.
But it must be seen to be for everybody. It's important.
It's their law in their country. We have another human interest story. This was an accident. Said about 5 persons died in an auto crash that occurred in the Kara bus stop section of Lagos Ibadan Expressway yesterday. Said 15 others reportedly sustained varying degrees of injury, and they are currently receiving treatment at an undisclosed hospital. So the accident occurred at the outward Lagos lane of the highway, which involved a truck, a CRV SUV, and an interstate commercial bus. They still do not know the cause of the accident at the time of this report, but you know, they said LASMA officials were on ground, emergency responders as well, like the Federal Road Safety Corps, were already handling the situation, and they had taken the people who survived to the hospital to recuperate. So we don't know whether it's you know, overspeeding or tire busting or nothing. No report yet on that.
Sad story. We're still following the Israeli-Hamas conflict. The Pope Francis, as well as the United States President Joe Biden, had a phone call conversation. It was over 20 minutes talking about how the decisions around bringing peace to the Israeli-Hamas conflict and other wars. This is following the fact that there was a protest at the UN office by people saying they should release the hostages, that a release should be carried out for the hostages, and the Israeli army is still planning to now move into ground assault in Gaza after 1,400 people were killed in the attack on Israel. However, we must acknowledge the fact that there's been several bombing within Gaza. The Anglican hospital was bombed. The Greek Orthodox Church was also bombed in Gaza, and the conflict on both sides is leading to loss of lives. The T-shirts that people wore for the protest was carrying "Never Again" is now "Innocent lives are not negotiable." Children aren't bargaining chips, and they're asking for the release of hostages.
Okay, moving on now to Vanguard. Anxiety as Tinubu Atiku Obi APM resume battle at the Supreme Court. 57.6 billion naira for 360 SUVs. Serap drags federal government to court. High costs of borrowing. FG targets domestic markets to fund 905 trillion naira budget deficit. FG reopens terminal bridge after repairs. Reports of attempt on my life falls. Plateau appeal court sacks Senate minority leader. And so which story are we taking in Vanguard?
The Socio-Economic Rights and Accountability Project, SERAP, asked the federal government or Federal High Court in Lagos to stop the House of Representatives from procuring and taking delivery of 57.6 billion naira 360 sports utility vehicles, SUVs, for its members, pending the hearing and determination of the applications for injunction, which was filed by the organization. So they said the application for interim and interlocutory injunction followed reports that the lawmakers are set to procure and take delivery of 57.6 billion naira SUVs. And according to the report, they said the SUVs will cost taxpayers at least 160 million naira for one of the vehicles. And so they have filed, and they wrote a letter dated October 21, and they are urging the president to put pressure on the leadership of the Senate and stop members from taking delivery of the planned procurement of the bulletproof SUVs pending the hearing and determination. So they are
Has it
waiting
been paid
on the
for?
courts.
I think it has been paid for already.
Ha.
This is water under the bridge. I don't know. We have to find out.
But the matter has been filed now, so I think they
Because-
should wait to hear from the courts before they
Well, we'll
proceed.
see. I'm just saying, like, I am hoping they've not paid because it looks like they've already paid.
Seems like
for
they
this
have
money.
paid,
So all these
yeah.
things is not under the bridge. Okay, let me talk. Governor Yahya Bello of Kogi State has vehemently denied the rumors going around that there was an assassination attempt on his life. According to him, he said that he clarified, saying that the incident was a trivial disagreement between his personal security team and military personnel assigned to protect the road, maintaining that there was no attempt on his life whatsoever. He added that while there was a minor fracas between men of the Nigerian police and the military, both units performed their lawful duties, and he was totally, he just totally denied all the rumors going along. I mean, all sort of things just start on social media. You're wondering where did these people get their reports from?
So the Federal Controller of Works in Lagos, Mrs. Olu Korede Kesha, has said that she's satisfied with the work that was done on the third mainland bridge from the Oworo end to the Adeniji end of the bridge that, you know, was done on Saturday till Sunday night.
Yeah.
And so they've reopened the bridge and ease of traffic has commenced.
You're going home today. You pass that
the
place.
Hey.
No,
And the road was good.
No, coming here is not, wasn't done.
wasn't-
because
not as bad.
I passed that road yesterday, come Sunday, so it was open. So I think coming was opened, but going was closed.
Okay.
So
I
if you are
passed
going
on
home
Saturday,
now,
it was okay.
Saturday it was midnight
No,
Saturday.
it was
they
midnight
closed.
Saturday.
closed
they
it.
So as they go home
As I
now,
go home now, I'll give you a report
web us, yes.
tomorrow. No
Watch,
problem.
look and take, let us see.
But that closing third Milan bridge caused major traffic on the Ikorodu road yesterday going to the island.
Honestly, I went for church.
Yesterday.
And you were
And,
not
and
affected.
it was the free. What was free? What time did you go? I
I
left
left around 1:30.
I left around like 9:30.
Yeah,
Or
maybe.
9:30, 10. And it was road was actually really good.
I'll give you a report
I
tomorrow.
want to take the story of the NDLEA. NDLEA is at it again. The good work actually happened this time in the Nnamdi Azikiwe Airport in Abuja. They found a man. His name is Sheriff Egbo Ali. He was traveling to, he's a Madrid-based businessman. He was traveling to Spain and through Air France, and he had swallowed over 2 kilograms, 2.2 kilograms of heroin. It was in 93 pellets. The body scanner detected it, and he was detained, and they waited until they excreted the 93 pellets. He said that he's into chicken hatchery in Madrid, but he also is into drug trafficking. And aside from that, in Ikeja, Lagos, they were able to seize 16 consignment of 10 cartons of 500 pills of tramadol. And this was on its way from India through Qatar Airways. He also said that the lead was blown on a partnership. There's a real-time partnership between NDLEA and other intelligence sharing mechanism and its Liberian counterpart. So we're happy to hear any good news from what NDLEA and the way we're announcing it, so that those that are being told to swallow things that they will get through will know they should not try it.
All right. Okay, moving on quickly now to the Nigerian Tribune. Let's find a story we've not taken. Exchange rate industries battle for survival as Nigerians suffer losses. Lagos-Ibadan Expressway, Ogun gives traders Akara other market setbacks 21 days to quit. Contractors oppose federal government's order to return to site without payments review. And Atiku's team displays documents signed on Saturday by Lagos court apart from his affidavit. Okay, let me take this story quickly because it affects some of us. Kara market, you know, the demolition fever is spreading to Ogun State. You know, Lagos State has been demolished.
They shut down trade fair.
They are now,
yesterday.
the Ogun State governor too has caught the bug. He has disclosed that they will be demolishing, they're giving them 21 days, markets, traders who with illegal shanties at the Kara market, Isheri and Warewa. Is it Warewa? Warewa and Kara market. We go to Kara market a lot. All the illegal shanties will be demolished in 21 days if those traders don't relocate. If you know them, I don't even know how that's going to happen because they're saying that
That place is really bad. It looks
But you know
bad.
those shanties
they said they
encourage
took the
robbery
decision to
during
dislodge the street traders and demolish
Yes.
all the shanties to restore environmental sanity after several warnings, abatement notices, and other entreaties for them to move away.
Why would those people
We need to stop. We need
Where
to
do
stop
they move
living
them
like
to?
animals. And I know that it will seem like, oh, it's inhuman of them to do that. But you go to the market, the place looks a mess.
Yeah.
Kara market, it is a mess. People are living in wooden shanties that are not conducive. So, there are people, they should go and rent some. There are houses on the other side of the road. So, except they are going, when they demolish, we make room for proper development of structured market system.
We don't really have options for these people sometimes.
Yeah.
And
I was wondering
It's
where
difficult to give options.
are we going
That's
to
what
push
we
them
think.
to?
That was what that woman said. The
Mayoress
said that you could pay on a daily basis for a proper.
You know, I
place in
saw
the
what
market.
Mayoress was saying. When after they cleared on Shangisha, those who pay, you can steal their stores. And those who do not pay, they can, when they cleared it, it now made sense that, listen, you're not supposed to be there in the first place, but we're so comfortable with what is wrong that we accept it as normal.
Excuse it
You know?
with, I'm looking
All
for
right,
my
that is all we can take on front page reviews. Any other important message, Jenny?
And the point was very interesting today. But
It was.
The points, go ahead. Like, go ahead. Just take one major story.
I have
point.
the story of the woman caught selling babies. So yes, she
point,
said
yeah.
she was a single mother of 2 boys, and a lover that she was engaged with stole her babies. And so she went into the business of stealing babies. She was caught, and she was arraigned in court, in the magistrate court somewhere in the east.
So the evil that happened
Yes,
to her,
another
she
story,
did it was
a student who flogged a junior student, punished. Were flogged by like 2 teachers, injured all over her body. By the time she went home to report, the mother followed her to school. The teachers beat the mommy. They flogged the mother. So the mother said, we're going to court.
Let us go to break. And we come back about our hot topic of today. Stay with us, we'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.